Hey, what's up, zoners? I talk about important episodes. I talk about being excited. I have never been more excited, and I have never had a more important episode than today. Why is that, man? We're trying to find the next Puka. He was a wide receiver 1 for your team. The next Kyren Williams, wide receiver 1 for your team. They were on the waiver wire after week 1. So we are looking for players that you've probably never heard of right now. That could be a top waiver wire priority week 1, and that can help you. Maybe worst case scenario, be an amazing flex, man. So we've got these players. They are free. So pick your kicker, pick your defense, then pick one of these players. There is no preseason week 3 for these players. If there's nobody plays of significance during preseason week 3. So we have the data in the bank, man. I've combed through all of the Reddit forums, the beat writers, all of the specialized websites for teams, okay? I've gone through all of that training camp buzz. I've accumulated all that. That was in the part 1 of this episode. Well, I did it again for last week, man. I've got some new names and with some new data because of preseason week 2. I've got some players, man, that I am super pumped. I will be targeting in all my drafts, man. Running backs and wide receivers. I don't think I have a tight end or quarterback, but still, man, stick around till the end. I've got unknowns in the beginning, knowns in the end. And, dude, we're going to win some fucking leagues here. Let's go! All right, let's start this off by going over the preseason, what it meant for Puka Nacua and Kyren Williams last season. Not much. There wasn't a small indicator. I mean, Puka, he only played in the first preseason game last year. We know that Sean McVay does not like to play anybody in the preseason. He had 3 receptions on 5 targets for 32 yards, and he did catch a touchdown. So 5 targets and a touchdown for Puka Nacua in his only preseason game, and then he was held out. And then Kyren Williams, man, he was dealing with the injury. We did not see him until week 1. So that, I mean, you could have maybe, if we were digging deep for Puka last year, I did hear his name, but I did not think he was worth drafting, and I was wrong. So this was a huge lesson from last year. We are combing through this shit. And then first up, dude, this is the guy that I am most excited about right now. Iosivas. He is the wide receiver for the Bengals. He, 1 reception on 1 target for 23 yards preseason week 1. That's it. He played 1 preseason game. I think Joe Burrow played 1 or 2 drives. That was it. He did catch that pass from Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow actually threw from behind him. He had to adjust, made a great catch, had some yards after the catch, dude. He looks really good. Let's see. Burrow and Iosivas did not play preseason week 2. So that is the, the factor coming from Sean McVay and I think it's Zach Taylor. I can't remember who the head coach for the Bengals is, but he is from that branch of thinking he is a young offensive head coach. He does not want to play his important players in the preseason. He's not old school, dude. He's not a defensive coach trying to run people into the ground before the season even fucking starts. Okay, so that is an indicator to me that I like. He did not play preseason week 2. Burrow, man, just go. There's videos of him, Slim Shady, dude, out there talking about Iosivas is going to have a big year. He's going to have a big year. It does not matter if he's on the outside or the inside. He's had to do both this season with Jamar Chase out. He was running those Jamar Chase routes in the beginning of camp and killing everybody, dude. And now, last week, he started running all the slot routes, and he's killing everybody there. Apparently, he was doing really well against zone. Let's see, dude. The Athletic named him the star of training camp. The fans named him the breakout player of training camp. How do we never hear of this guy? All right. He was a 6th round draft pick last season. So this is actually even better than Puka, okay? I know Puka was a 5th round draft pick, and he did have a clear path to number 1. But hey, 2nd-year wide receivers are at least known to do well, all right? So there should be a big jump here. Co-players of the day just last week, while burning fools from the slot with T. Higgins sitting out and Chase boycotting. So even with those 2 out, he sat in the slot, and I guess he just got peppered all day by Joe Burrow. And he was, dude, he got co-player of the day, man. That's a huge deal, right? Chase has been sitting out practice while looking for a new contract. Like I said, he's been running those routes. Boyd is gone. Do you remember Tyler Boyd? Even when T. Higgins and Jamar Chase were doing well, Tyler Boyd, dude, was very fantasy relevant. You could see him getting 100 targets in the slot right now. And I swear to God, dude, okay, so he could be an amazing flex. Right now, I have Iosivas as probably my late round flex that I am targeting, and I can get him in the last round. If something happens to Chase or Higgins, I do believe that he could be a top 15 wide receiver in this league. I am higher on Burrow than most. Burrow's been having an amazing camp. He is back healthy. 2 touchdowns on 7 targets, dude. week 18 of last year. So you know Zach Taylor actually likes this guy and wants to get him involved. This is my number 1 Puka Nacua prospect. Okay, next up, dude. Another wide receiver, and talking about Puka Nacua from the Rams. Jordan Whittington. He has been the talk of the preseason games, man. Like, all the highlights are on Reddit afterwards. Do you see the way this guy runs? Do you see the way this guy catches? He is a 6th-round rookie from Texas. He started running with the first-team offense on the 2nd day of practice. So we've got Puka. We've got Kupp. Who's going to fill that slot? I don't know, dude. I thought they ran a lot of 2 wide receiver sets. But Jordan Whittington might be changing their game plan, man, because he is killing it in camp. Puka is from Texas and has taken Whittington under his wing, his very fragile wing. Video of them sideline reviewing tape as well. So you see Whittington out there in preseason just fucking killing it. And then he goes over and Cooper's like, man, if you would have hit that slant just a little bit earlier, you could have broke that tackle, blah, 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 blah. And from the 2nd day of training camp, they have had quotes from Cooper Kupp saying he is so impressed with Whittington. He is so impressed with Whittington. I wish this was Matt Stafford saying that because, hey, dude, that's the kind of shit I want to hear. But still, this is good to know. With Cooper Kupp's injuries, Puka is injured as well. If something happens with one of these wide receivers, dude, look for Jordan Whittington to step in and fill a role immediately, dude. With 9 targets, 74 yards, preseason week 1, 8 targets, preseason week 2. So he's the number 1 most heavily involved wide receiver in the preseason. But, they have those 2 starting wide receivers. That's probably why they are playing this guy. And he wore a mic during the preseason game. And apparently that's a big deal because the Rams are actually promoting this guy. It's not like he's barely going to make the team. They are giving him a mic and sending him out into the world. So I was listening to some fans and some beat writers. That's a big deal, apparently. So Jordan Whittington, go check out his highlights. Dude, if it wasn't for Puka last year, I'd be all about this dude. Next up, dude, Dante Turbo Miller. What do you know about Dante, man? Turbo Miller. His name's Turbo, so you could guess why he got his nickname. I've never even heard of this guy before. I was like, okay, when was he drafted, man? When was he drafted? He was not eligible for the 2024 draft. Something happened. He should have been eligible for the last year's draft, and something happened there, dude. So it was a big fuck up, big mess up in college, okay? And so the Giants got to benefit from this. He signed as a free agent with the Giants, man. A sub 4.35 40 and a 28 bench press rep at Pro Day. That is I think that ties Blake Corum as the most bench press and was one of the fastest 40s. The running back coach says that he is going to be productive this year. I can't remember who the running back coach is, but I watched a 10-minute interview with him going over all of the running backs. And he started with Turbo, and he went back to Turbo, and then he ended with Turbo. He talked about him 3 times during this interview. Talked about his acceleration is the number 1 trait. Go watch the All 22. There is a video on YouTube. Every single play that the running backs ran for the Giants preseason week 2. This guy gets around the corner almost it's like Chris Johnson, Jahmyr Gibbs type of shit, dude, all right? The fans are calling him an A-Chan clone. Oh, yeah, and the running back coach says he has Tesla acceleration, dude. Whatever. Hopefully he's not built like a Tesla. Hopefully he just gets that acceleration. Otherwise he's going to fall apart. Did not play preseason week 2 because his hamstring was acting up. I would have this guy so much higher, dude, because Devin Singletary is just a jag to me. Just another guy. He's still participating in individual drills at least, but still, man, this is pretty shitty for a hamstring. But Jahmyr Gibbs messed up his hamstring, and the world knows about it. This guy messed up his hamstring. You could still get him for free in the very last round. Singletary, 10 rushes for 20 yards and a touchdown. Preseason week 2, the only value that Singletary is going to have, dude, is on the goal line. Give me Dante Turbo Miller for some big play upside. That path to running back 1 is pretty clear because I don't like Singletary. But still, the offensive line, dude, they got to come back big time from last year. Moving forward, Dylan Laube. I was all about this guy, man. So in the first, those first 3 guys or 2 guys I spoke about, first 3 people I just spoke about, the hype from the training camp is lining up with their preseason production. Okay? Oh yeah, I didn't even say Turbo, dude. 12 rushes for 63 yards. He looked amazing. But this Dylan Laube, he's got the preseason hype, but his production is not matching the hype in preseason, so that's why I have him down here. 6th round rookie with the 3rd fastest cone drill. I love Blake Corum because of that cone drill. Christian McCaffrey has the best cone drill of all time. That is the one stat from the combine that correlates to fantasy running back success or running back success in general for the NFL, dude. So this guy has that going for him. 4 rushes for 8 yards, 1 target preseason week 1, 3 rushes for 8 yards. 2 targets preseason week 2. Zamir, dude, actually looked really good. 6 rushes for 23 and a touchdown. 4 rushes for 23 yards last night. Or 2 nights ago. I think it was last night, actually. Recording this on a Sunday, bro. That's supposed to be my day of rest. Fucking fantasy football season, man. There is no rest. Can't rest on these guys, man. You can't find shit like this when you're resting. And anyways, man, Cadillac Williams. I love Cadillac Williams. I did not know he was a running back coach for the Raiders. Super cool guy, man. Running back coach says he has separated himself from other running backs. Just his willingness to learn, his willingness to do anything, all right, and ask the right questions. So everything out of camp, dude, is like, this guy is going to take over Zamir White's job, but the production has not met it yet. I will take this guy as a flyer because if he pops off week 1, it would not surprise me if he was a decent flex week 1. Next up, dude, super pumped. I was pushing this guy for months. I was like, don't draft Gus Edwards. Who gives a shit about J.K. Dobbins? Give me Kamani Vidal. Because, hey, man, you know that these college coaches, Pete Carroll did it. Some other college coaches did this as well. They hit on every one of their draft picks, all right, in the very beginning because they're super familiar with these players because they just were in college as well, played against them. Kamani Vidal, dude, Jim Harbaugh drafted this guy. We want a running back for the Chargers. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? I was like, give me Kamani Vidal, dude. All I heard was like, he was amazing before training camp, and then training camp hit. All right, so this guy's a 6th-round rookie. Reports were that he was losing a roster spot to Jarrett Patterson. Okay, he was literally, read all the reports. He was not going to make the team, and I had to move him off. I had to quit pushing him. It was like 2 weeks ago. I just quit pushing him. Okay, well, guess what? He's back, baby. What do you have? 11 times for 49 yards. 4.5 yards per carry? That's pretty good to me. Patterson, the guy that he was battling against, 4 rushes for 10 yards. Fuck you, Patterson. Hey, well, guess what, man? There are new reports coming out that Vidal has been dealing with an injury all of training camp. Thank God. Thank God. So if he is healthy, dude, we just got him at a discount. If he does not play next week, we are getting Vidal, dude. The last pick of the draft. Next up, Another Giants running back, dude, but I cannot ignore what I see here. I can't ignore it. This guy's insane. Christian McCaffrey on whatever the opposite of steroids is, on a diet. On whatever that dude, there's some pill that those people take. Anyways, dude, Eric Gray, running back for the Giants. Dude, the Giants have 288 offensive touches to give out to fill after losing Saquon, not to mention Burrito with like 80 other touches. So like 360 touches, dude. 5th-round draft pick last year by Brian Daboll. Give me the draft pick by these offensive coaches. Okay. Oh, I don't want to look at that, do I? 4 rushes for 52 yards and 2 touchdowns, dude. 4 rushes, 52 yards, 2 touchdowns. 4 receptions on 4 targets with 46 yards. Dude, that's like, what's like 98 total yards and 2 touchdowns in the first preseason game. And when you watched him, you're like, holy shit, dude. This guy looked amazing, even though there were some I watched like the All-22 in this last week. He does make some pretty poor decisions in the backfield. But let's see, preseason week 2. Yeah, 3 rushes for 18 yards, 5 receptions on 6 targets, man. This guy is like, dude, the pass-catching running back. He might remain the 3rd down running back, and then Turbo might come in and take Singletary's job. Singletary might get traded to somebody who needs a fucking running back or something like that. And that thing against Eric Gray, just like any other third down running back, he was a terrible pass blocker last year. He was a rookie last year, and he was a terrible pass blocker. But, dude, check him out in the preseason. I can't ignore the yardage that he is getting. Next up, dude, I was hearing about this guy a lot. This is the last of the unknowns. We'll get into the knowns right after this, and that will go really fast. Ray Davis, though, running back for the Bills. I talked about James Cook having a bad case of the drops. And then check out James Cook, dude. Just his stats from the preseason. Not great, dude, as far as yards per carry. Dude, Ray Davis, 4th-round rookie this season. All right, so they drafted him in the 4th round knowing that James Cook is their starter. So they're still looking to replace James Cook. He averaged, 10 yards per reception and led Kentucky with 7 touchdowns last year, receiving touchdowns. So this guy is a pass-catching specialist. 5 rushes for 2 yards. 3 receptions for 19 yards preseason week 1. So pretty shitty week 1, but then and James Cook had like half a yard per carry week 1 as well. Who knows if that was the offensive line or what. And then I noticed this last week, dude, 8 rushes for 58 yards, 7 yards per carry. And then James Cook, 6 rushes for 25 yards. That's not that great. So this guy has had fumble issues in camp. James Cook has had drop issues in camp. There is a non-zero chance this guy can become the starting running back for a Josh Allen-led team. That is what I'm looking for. And that is the last of the unknowns. Now we're going to the knowns, man. I'll just put them all. I think that's it. I'm just going to put them all right here. I'll talk about him real fast. Xavier Worthy, dude. What the fuck are we doing here? I've been talking about him for a while. He was on part 1 here. And the only negative is press coverage. Because go watch press coverage. You know, Xavier Worthy versus press coverage in training camp. That fool gets launched. He just caught that 30-yard pass or whatever it was from. He gets so much separation. All right. And the way that Patrick Mahomes runs around, buys time, always tries to make a play, just like Caleb Williams. That's what they say. That's why I'm telling you to get DJ Moore. Xavier Worthy's going to be big, man. And then we got Rashee Rice. He's not. And then who else was got injured? Oh, Hollywood Brown injured. Xavier Worthy's going to have the first 5 weeks to build chemistry with Patrick Mahomes. Well, fuck, dude. So, yeah, try to get Xavier Worthy. Ladd McConkey, dude, I was pushing him. And then he got injured. Herbert got injured. Herbert's out of a walking boot, thank God. And then, hey, guess what, dude? Ladd McConkey missed that first preseason game, but he actually played preseason week 2. He is back to practicing. The same source that said that Puka would break out is now saying that Ladd McConkey is the breakout. But the problem is you actually have to pay for Ladd McConkey. Romeo Doubs, I was going to put what he did, but hey, dude, he is the fucking training camp, hero for I can't even talk, man, for the Packers right now. We all thought it was Christian Watson or Jaden Reed. Everything out of camp, dude. Romeo Doubs is dominating. It was all that Jair Alexander was saying he's the best wide receiver I've ever gone against, except for Devontae Adams. And then lastly, Rico Dowdle, dude, 3 rushes for 14 yards preseason week 1. And then McCarthy said he looked so good and decisive, we don't need to see him again. So that is Puka-esque. That is what we were looking for. Your confidence in Rico Dowdle should be great. Okay, I think he is he's approaching running back 2 flex. So I think they're going to both be flexes over there in their own ways. Zeke Elliott will get the touchdowns. And then Dowdle, dude, as far as like your 10-point floor in your flex for a running back, is pretty amazing. All right, everybody, that is the show. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you know of anybody, your favorite team, dude, has some sleeper on there killing it in training camp, I need to know, dude. I need to know it. If he's, hanging out with the quarterback after hours, I need to know that too, man. I want to know where the rapport is coming. All right, so we can draft these guys. But as far as this goes, these are my most confident people that you can get for free that can dominate a season. Puka-esque. I know Puka's super rare, but still, we can try to get Puka-like, can't we? All right? And, hey, man, hopefully I earned a thumbs up. Hopefully I earned a subscription. We just passed 1,000. We're stalling out, dude. We need your help, man. Just because we got 2,000, we need your help, man. And we will be coming out with more episodes like this. So if you like it, subscribe. We do have a Patreon, man. If you want it, that's the only way we're going to be coming out with more content, man. Can't quit my job. I'm poor. The link is down below. This is the Fantasy Red Zone. This is Tyler Ward, and I appreciate you.